All right, I got my shifter sorted out. I put heat in this thing. When me and Carrie went up road the other day, the blow-off valve was already on it, but nobody got to see it yet. But here's the little heat deal. Take power on. It ain't much, but it's something. All right, I built me a filter for my turbo, just out of this screen mesh. You can get it like Lowe's or Home Depot for like $3. I just took it and doubled it up, create an even finer screen, and you can blow through it like nothing. And I got one of these, this rubber O-ring deals. Pushed it on there, went around it nice and tight, and just put a clamp on it. I mean, it's tight, it won't come off, but I'll put a clamp on it anyway. Cheap little turbo filter. I just took it up a road. I just wanted to take it up a road and make sure I got all my gear, since I had to build different shifter bracket for the trans and where the cable mounts. Had to build all that, make it work. But yeah, I took it up there and put it in first gear and just got on the brakes. Now with the manual brakes, I can actually do a burnout. With the really crappy brakes, it was wanting to push through the brakes. But now I can get on the brake, bring it up here to do a burnout. I only did a burnout first gear and then just kind of eased off. I didn't really, there's a lot of traffic out. I don't want to, hammer on it or nothing. So did that, and it done a perfect burnout, so it'll be perfectly fine for the tunnel. Also did my door. Up there, matches my trunk. Then I got to go grab another can of paint. I'll do this fender. I'm going to get some paint. I'm going to patina the hood. It'll look like just a faded old hood off something. So I just like them to be beat up and rough and pretty fast, and it's pretty fast. I also put a tag on the back. It's actually a 68 tag, but I made it into a 74 tag. See? 74, but that's actually a 68. But from back here, it looks like 74. Actually, the 74 would be up there in North Carolina, be down there if it was a real 74, but I don't care. That's all I had. So I made it work. Putting no on the door. See, I did the unworthy fragments for Carrie a while back, but it's no unworthy fragments, which means nothing's, nothing's unworthy. So I'm putting the no on there. He just wanted unworthy fragments to begin with, but then he got to thinking, he's like, I'd like to have the no on it. So I pulled it in here and he threw some Rain-X on the windows, cleaned them, and throwing the no on there. Both sides. So pretty cool. This will be on the toy run come Saturday in all her glory. Whoop, 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 whoop. That sucker flung dirt all over my face. Alright, now that the toy run's over, I can finish painting. It's going to have white over top of the red with some black, and it'll all be patinaed out and be cool. It'll look like I got the fenders and the door and the trunk off of a car that sat in the field for a very long time. I'm going to put me some like rust and stuff in it with my airbrush. I'm going to go all out and kind of trick it out a little bit. And where I had called it Raggedy Ann, I had no clue there was another car named that, and turns out everybody's like, oh yeah, there's another car, some Mustang. Sure enough, there was a car already named that, so took it off mine and she is no longer Raggedy Ann. She was Raggedy Ann for about 24 hours. That's why I took that video down and everything else, and you ain't seen no pictures of the trunk or nothing where I had lettered it up. I should have done some research before that, but I had that name in my head for a long time. I can't believe somebody else had done got it. If somebody's already got a name of a car, you don't use it. It just ain't right. There was a fellow that I had Calamity Jane, and he showed up with a Calamity Jane. Oh, riled me up good. I'm like, man, my car's a whole character. You got a whole persona built into the car, and then somebody just like, I like that sound, and they take it. That ain't right. You don't do that. And I never would have done that if I'd have known. I should have Googled it, Raggedy Ann, but I mean, they ain't there's no list of, oh, well, this car name's taken, that car name's taken. But I'm fixing to change my trans pan because I took this one off, put a new gasket filter on it, and it still leaks. All right, well, I got the pan on, got everything torqued it to 11 foot-pounds, crossing over every which way. Seems like it's going to clear. I got to let the trans down, and we'll see if it hits or not. But yeah, when your trans jack quits working, you grab a cherry picker and does the same thing. I'm going to put me a 8 or 10 point cage in this thing, and I'm going to leave my bench seat in it. I got a set of plastic bucket seats to put in it, but the bench seat's so comfortable. I like to drive this thing, so that's why I'm going with a hydraulic roller cam instead of the solid roller cam. The new hydraulic roller is going to have about 370 pounds of open spring pressure. Cam's in it now has got about 590, about 600 pounds of spring pressure. That's a lot of spring pressure to be driving around. And sooner or later, it's going to kill one of them roller lifters. It ain't if, but when, because no matter what, it will hurt them sooner or later, because they're always, all that spring pressure, they're slamming up and down them lobes. Solid rollers is hard for street cars. So, going with a hydraulic roller, and I'm turning this motor right now like maybe 65, 66. The new cam's going to make power to 62, so it'll be perfectly fine. It'll give me some more bottom end. Power band on this cam is like 4,300, 4,400 to about 78. And that is a 597, 619, 265, 270 duration, and an 8.9 to 1 static compression motor. So it's bleeding off tons of cylinder pressure. It has absolutely no bottom end. So the new cam is 242, 248 on a 110, 560, 580 lift. Power band on it's 28 to 62. So it'll make this motor much happier. And instead of this being on, this cam is a 109 lobe separation, the new one's a 110. So it'll sound about the same. Just I have a little bit more vacuum, and it'll boost a little faster and everything else. But it is not a turbo cam. It's not a turbo cam because I can't stand that 114 and 113 lobe separation. Oh, I hate that. And you know what? I had a turbo cam in this, and with a naturally aspirated cam, it runs 100 times better than it did with a turbo cam. So the proof is in the pudding, and I'm eating a lot of this pudding. An NA cam works fantastic in a turbo motor, because whatever you give a motor naturally aspirated that makes power, it's going to make power when you boost it. It's just, everybody's like, oh, you can't have overlap, you can't have this, whatever else. Telling you, it doesn't hurt a thing. It actually runs better. It's great. When the power comes in, like this one's soggy until about 4 grand. That's where the cam comes in, that's where the intake comes in, that's where the boost is at, and it just comes, it's crazy. It goes from docile to just wild, and it's awesome. But with a different cam, it's going to tame that down a little bit, and it'll come in a little bit more. It'll have a little bit more bottom end than the boost on top, and it'll make more power that way. But cam dynamics, all this stuff comes into play, and you can get as crazy as you want to with combinations. But I'm telling you, naturally aspirated cams. I got one in the S10, I got one in Dad Suburban, I got one in this. They work great for boost. I mean, if this was a blower, it'd be different. You'd want a wider lobe separation, but it being naturally aspirated, some of that scavenging, that pulse and everything else that happens with overlap, it helps spool the turbo, it helps make the turbo work. You can actually get away with running bigger turbo, likes a bigger turbo, and you got the scavenging effect with the overlap, with the piston, with the intake valve and exhaust valve being open at the same time, and yeah, it sends a pulse back up through the intake, and that's what causes the rough aisle and everything else, but nobody cares about that. What you want is where it makes power, and like I said, I'm telling you, there ain't no such thing as a non-turbo cam and a turbo cam. Any cam you put in a motor is essentially a turbo cam if you put a turbo on it. There you go. There's my little rant on camshafts. So, like I said, proof's in the pudding. And they work. Naturally aspirated cams work fantastic with boost. Now, if this was an LS motor that was computer controlled, you'd have to have a totally different deal. But this is a blow-through carbureted deal. It don't got no computer on it. So, works great. I love it. But I tried. I had twin turbos, had a little dookie comp cam. It was turbo cam basically. Short duration. It ran good, but it didn't feel nothing like this. Huge shout out to Dustin for hooking me up with a set of tires. That dude, I ain't got a whole lot of real good friends, but Dustin is definitely one of them. So, I owe Dustin big time. I mean, I always go help him work on his cars, do everything I can for him. But anyway, torque my wheel. Hopefully, it ought to beat up fine without an issue. But I was acting dumb, playing around with Colton, and this car, this first day driving it with a single turbo deal, and I had it in high gear instead of, second gear, and I stood in it, and boost hit, and it snatched tires and started hazing the tires and turned towards the curb like the guardrails. So I go to get on the brakes, and I got new manual brakes that I'm not used to, and I jumped on them too hard, and it locked the brake up a little bit and pushed it over, and it hit a median. Took a big old gouge out. You can see where it slid because my brakes was locked up. It slid right across there and back out again. And so, getting used to something that'll break loose at like 50 miles an hour that never had nothing like that. So I'm gonna have to get used to that. Just don't need to be acting dumb with it. But that right there happened, and Dustin hooked me up with some tires, and can't thank him enough. So put the new ones on there and try to fix my wheel, because these are Centerline, man. They don't make these no more. But I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing. I tried to drive out of it when it was spinning like that. Instead of letting out, it started going this way, and I jumped on the brakes and just locked them up, and it went and hit that, and I bounced back out. Could have been bad, but it didn't hurt nothing. There wasn't no cars or nothing like that, so it was all right. So I just want to give a shout out to Dustin. Thanks again, buddy. All right, well, what I am doing to the Nova now is I am kind of creating a fake rust. This is just the first layer, first coat that I'm doing. And then it's going to have darker places and like stipple places and stuff like that. And it'll look like sort of real rust from far away. And anywhere where water would have collected and run down, that's where I made it darker. See right there, like in the front. Just piddling with airbrush. So I figured it'd be cool if I put like a Yenko stripe on this fender. That way it look like an old rusted out, crappy Yenko fender. And I know this isn't the exact stripe, but it's close enough. I stuck my masking tape and laid it out real quick. Narrow here, wider down there, a taper. I might do the trunk the same way. All right, well, I'll go to back it out, and of course the train starts leaking again. Can't be the pan, but I just want to show you my patina from outside. Pulled it out, Carrie's gonna weld it up for me. So I kept changing the pan and the gasket and everything else for no reason. I cracked the case. So welded it up, throw it back in there. Try again. All right, Carrie TIG welded it up for me and even signed it. So I got quite a few signatures on this transmission. That's pretty cool. Good mojo. All right, everything's back in. So let it down, put the fluid back in it, start it up, and back it out of here. So cool. No more leakage. Fingers crossed. But I am doing my Yenko deal on my hood. It's gonna have the Yenko stripes that come up. It's gonna be all faded and crappy looking, and I have all the rust of patina like I got on the fender up there. I want it to look like I took a hood and a fender and a door and a trunk off of an old Yenko car. And I know it's probably ain't the correct Yenko or whatever, but I don't care. Just want it to look like it. Kind of cool. Something different. But don't care. It'll look cool. And fiberglass don't rust. So I'll put a couple rust spots and some. You'll see. It'll be cool, just like I did on the fender and stuff. Will be awesome. And then I ain't even got the correct stripes. I just lay them out by hand just like that. Just lay it out and draw it and cut it out. So I put a piece of paper on, draw it out, cut it out, good to go. Just a piece of construction paper. Ain't exactly perfect. Ain't good enough for me. I like it. Now I'm gonna shoot that black and then I'm gonna do the stripes. Throw a little black paint on it. Peel tape up and there you go. Yenko supercar. I was gonna put Wilson supercar, but I want people to be like, oh, Yenko. That's what that stood for, Yenko supercar. I do believe. All right, well, I touched up a few places with some white and sanded a couple places, but there you go. You can see the SYC on the front there. Then I'm gonna do the stripes, and then get my airbrush and start patinaing it, making like fake rust and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I had a picture of what the logo is supposed to look like on my phone, and I never looked at it. I was like, I just throw it on there. It's supposed to have the triangle, and this is supposed to be the same color as the car. And then the stripes are black, and that's white. Oh, I'm too dumb sometimes. I can fix it. I just tape out a triangle and mask it, and shoot that white and tape a triangle around it, and cut out and shoot. All right, well, just throwed it on there and shot it with the black, and it turned out pretty good. Close enough. It ain't perfect, but I didn't want it perfect. I didn't measure nothing. They're not the right width as the original Yenko stripe, but they're pretty close. So cool. I like it. Now I'm gonna patina it out. All right, made a couple passes with some water and some 800 grit and knocked down the shine and brought the white through a couple places and kind of smudged that up. Now I got my airbrush and I'm gonna put some patina on it. All right, grab my airbrush and hit a few spots you can see there. I'll let that dry, and then I'll take my sponge and give me some real dark brown and put blotches and spots in places. Look like actual like rust. All right, there it is. Slap the hood on. Looks pretty cool. I like it. Getting rid of the red door. It'll be white with patina and stuff on it. I still got to come in and mix me up a little darker and stipple and create like texture and stuff, but not too bad. So it looks like an old rusted out Yenko car. Like I robbed the pieces and stuff off of it. Ratty with purpose. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we put a gas tank out of my 64. See, we built all that. Come down a fill neck, it goes down to it. And it's in there.
Thing fits, man. Like it fits for me.
Yeah. Put it right in there. And it's working. Flipped the pump on, it primed and filled the carburetor. I rebuilt the carburetor in it a couple of weeks ago. Sat down there on the porch and fired right up. Oh, motor sounds pretty good. Except for that exhaust leak. All right, we got our other wheels back on. Re-drilled the traction bars, got them mounted. Got coolant and stuff in it. What else is there we need to do? All right, we have officially moved the black truck. Yeah, it looks more. I like it like that. It looks more like a truck.
Yeah, kind of walked up like. Yeah. Where you at, doggy?
Yeah, no. Awesome. It lives again. Old black truck. Since all the C10s are popular, Dad's bringing his back out.
Don't fuck everybody else right down.
Dad was doing C10 drag racing way before anybody else.
This shit for anyway, motherfucker started.
Yeah, the original. Everybody thought that was dumb. We do that truck. Why don't you get something light?
Yeah, nobody fuck with trucks.
Nah. Wouldn't this be cool with the turbo, people?
Get that automatic turbo in the haul that.
Yes, it would.
I think it's big and right in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Big, like a big old hawkster right there.
Well, the cubic inches can't support one that big.
Oh, that was big one right there. Big old hole.
Yeah. We finally got a little bit of snow, so it's Christmas Eve. We're gonna go do the Snow Nationals. All right, me, Dad, and Casey are in the Suburban, and Cole's behind us in the Blazer. We're gonna go over here and do the Snow Nationals.
No nationals, first ever.
Yeah, this is the only snow we've got so far. It ain't much.
They get snowed on Christmas, nobody.
Yeah, this is Christmas Eve, and it snowed. And it don't hardly never snow.
I'm getting tired, so I'm going to put down some prep.
See, what it did first is it rained like ice.
Yeah, there come a little ice storm and covered
Yeah.
everything.
And then a little dust of the snow on top. So it's slick.
There'll be a lot of wrecks because people be like, it's just slick.
Yeah.
That's your ass. No break. Whee! That's a good thing about a Suburban. You can go, but you ain't stopping. Where'd he go? Done lost him. We'll have to go back and pull him out. Is he stuck?
Nah, he's coming.
He's dragging ass. He's trying to let his motor warm up.
I'll ask him.
Give him a lane choice.
And who's going to bump in first?
Huh?
Who's bumping in first?
I got turbo. I need this spool.
So you're coming in second.
Yeah, I'm in second. Pull up the car.
Oh, when I had it, he lost it. Oh, Cole got him. Dad's broke loose. Oh, Dad broke loose. Dad put too much power down too soon, broke loose. Colton run away with it. So it's 1-to-1. Colton got him. Colton got him, man. That's got too much power on this road. Prep ain't right. Colton's a winner. Snow Nationals.
Across the center line.
Yeah. No, not hardly. I know. It was funny, it was doing good. It's like swoop, whoop, swoop, whoop, whoop.
First ever Skull Garage Snow Day. Easy there, little dog.
Yeah, he had to get out of it for that first. Yeah, he ain't even got to get out to put his in 4-wheel drive. Yeah, we thought we put Dad's in 4-wheel drive, but we didn't.
No, I think I still 2-wheel.
Oh. Dad's trying to put down too much power for this surface.
I held it with that damn snow glue didn't do no good for you. The damn prep shit. Ah, damn. I thought I had it. I thought the damn little bit of prep shit looked good. Damn it, the track just wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
Never knew that shit's wet and free.
Yeah.
People gonna get hurt.
Yeah. There you go.
That guy's boo-boo you put in your phone.
Yeah. The only losses you've got on the street is the Blazer.
I know. That's cold. It's that damn new tires on the front of it.
Oh, it was a good show though. It's funny. It's good. Y'all put on a good show. That's funny. I like how you tried to drive through it when it got crossed up, try to put it back over in the lane.
Shit, I hit that damn water up there and I couldn't see shit. That damn puddle right there, hell, it covered this bitch up. I couldn't see nothing. He went, whoop. I told Coach, I said, what's that damn East Lake down there? He's on caught dog now.
Oh, I know.
I got him on tire though. I run his ass down.
No, I was hoping you weren't going to try to.
Oh no, because
too fast. Yeah, it was like shoot, and then it starts drifting.
I was kind of forgetting I was on the ice. I was like, damn, you're fucking trash.
It ain't still in 4-wheel drive, is it? No.
Yeah, you got a 4-wheel drive.
Oh, that's 4-wheel drive. Yeah. You gonna try again?
Only place I can get a donut is Krispy Kreme. Man, I got too much stagger. Merry Christmas, everybody. Skull Garage.
Oh yeah. All right, having fun. Yeah. So boost in the snow don't work out too good.
Damn it. Pick a wall.
That's a perfect example when the right vehicle, the lower horsepower vehicle takes the win.
I thought that would be easy for me. I'd have run off and leave like I did the first time. He spun bad the first time. Man, he was cold.
Oh yeah, he spun big time in the first one, then he clicked her in the forward.
Got up there and he's like, "Is that Junior 4? I'm putting 94." I said, "Look, you go."
All right, it's Christmas Eve, and
There you go.
we had some fun.
School garage. We got out and played a little bit. We was gonna do a dyno day, but we got to do a snow dyno. Just my bass speakers.
All the snow's gone, so we're going behind buildings, trying to find a place that's got a little bit left. That's how bad. That's how bad it is. All right, here we go. Kim blocking. Oh,
it was a little more sideways than I wanted coming into that drive.
yeah. A little close to that dumpster there. Alright, well here it is. It's Christmas Day. We've all done presents and all kinds of stuff, and now we're riding out to Mama's to take her some Christmas food.
Gonna take her something.
Yep.
The weather's changing, so
Yeah.
might get interested about that.
See, look at that. Roads are pure ice, man. But what we're driving on, this is solid ice. Like, it ain't snow, it's ice. Well, we made it off the mountain. Now we're back on the back roads. All right, so Dad bought him some wheels not long ago. And we was running around the snow, whatever, and ended up with a flat. But anyway, like I said, Dad ain't up here right now. He's down there taking care of Mama. So while he's doing that, I'm up here. Like I said, he had a blowout, and he had bought these wheels. Got them for dirt cheap. And these are off of a wagon, a Wagoneer, a wagon, something or another. But exact same center, exact same bolt pattern. And we're going to put them on there. I went and got new tires. Had to get them because the other ones was dry rotted. So he went and bought all 4 new tires yesterday. And I did a record fast mount with no tools, just, you know, pry bars. I was able to mount these in about 10 minutes, putting the tires on the rims. It took a lot longer to get them beat out. Gotta see what I'm working with over here. But I got them. I'll do that, then I'll show you what's going on with 57. Got an intake for him for Christmas. Huge thanks to Mark, Beast from the East. He's got a killer Camaro. Hooked me up with a great deal on that intake. Cannot thank that man enough. I'll show you all that here in just a little bit. This is all right. Well, we got the wheels on. That took a lot longer than what I expected because they did not bolt right on and fit like they should. But we fixed it and now they fit. So I was not able to get to the intake swap on the 57 yet. So maybe next weekend. But you do look good on there.